here are the other individuals in this particular series. Yes, whatever the heck. Work our way down to another edition. AJ Styles, which I really enjoy. The Young Bucks. And the Bomb Squad 4 live. Alright, we're in the top row of the second tall bookcase. Yo, Joe! What is up, the Bomb Squad? This is Don the Bomb. And as always, I know you've been waiting for another action-packed action figure unboxing and review. So today I'm going to be unboxing and taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Road Pig and Rawkus. And there they are in the plastic prison, as my fellow YouTuber Kyle Peterson says. G.I. Joe. Now when you're a member of Cobra, and specifically the Dreadnoks, you have to have some hired muscle, some hired meaty individuals to help fight G.I. Joe. And who better than Road Pig? Look at how intimidating this guy looks. Wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley. Or wouldn't want to meet him on a crowded street in the middle of the day either, quite honestly. Especially maybe in a all-you-can-eat smorgasbord. I wouldn't want to meet him there either, because get out of his way. They call him Road Pig for a reason. Now, as I've stated before, I am not much of a G.I. Joe fan, but when I was younger, I did watch a few of the cartoons, and I did have maybe at least 10 to 12 of the old 3.75 action figures. Unfortunately, my mother sold them, I believe, in a garage sale many, many years ago, to my dismay. I wish I had those along with my Star Wars and superhero figures from back in the day. They'd be worth something now. Be it as it may, heartbreak and disappointment, but I do tend to buy some of these. One reason I do like the G.I. Joes now is, you know, fellow YouTuber action figure reviewer Kyle Peterson. I watch his videos more than, geez, any other person on YouTube. I just enjoy, you know, when he talks about action figures, especially wrestling figures, because about 95 to 96, 97% of what I own are wrestling figures. So whenever I see something like this that reminds me of a, you know, this person could be a wrestling figure or kind of display well with my wrestling figures, I'm kind of all in with that. So I've collected other series like DC, Marvel, Star Wars, other random lines like G.I. Joe, specifically whether or not they can intermingle and display well with my wrestling figures. So I like the Dreadnoks too, because if you look at them, even though they're scaled a little smaller, man, that would make one hell of a heel wrestling faction, I can tell you that. And this guy would be the muscle on that particular faction. So Road Pig, here he is right there in his plastic prison, as I said. He is number 135, for whatever that means. And there he is back there with good old Rawkus. There's the side window, the top with the Cobra logo. There's the barcode and other jibber jabber. But I think right now I have about, as far as the classified series goes, I have about 10, I think, right now. And a lot of them I bought because I like the look of them. And I'm hoping, this is the first of many, hopefully, Dreadnoks, because I want to collect the whole group. And this is, I got this at Toy Hio, which is a 3 times a year toy show that happens in the Youngstown, Ohio area. I just was there this past weekend. This was $30. Gotta get a deal. I'm pretty sure it's a lot more at retail, and if it isn't, well, duh, then my fault. But $30 seemed to be a good price for this. Plus, I wanted to get it anyway because I thought he looked cool. Kind of has the Road Warriors shoulder pads. Anyway, let's get right into it. Let's free him from his prison. But if he gets caught by G.I. Joe, he's probably going right back in the prison. All right, and this is one of those big packs that has a lot of accessories, so this is definitely more than your standard, you know, $25 just basic figure. Let's get into all these various accessories, man. He's fully loaded. Fully loaded. Yeah, he really comes with a lot of accessories, which is always a good thing to see. A good thing to see. Man. All right. Good to see you're getting your money's worth. Ugh. All right. right, no need for this review to go off the rails. So everything came out nicely. Definitely a big hunk of plastic. All right, let's start off. We have 2 Raging Fists. He definitely wants to throw down with G.I. Joe and anybody that gets in his way in the smorgasbord or the delicatessen line, I can tell you that. Or the McDonald's drive-thru. All right, we have a little mask here. Looks like some tusks, like a wild boar tusk. Let's see if it goes over his head. Not the best, but yeah. You know, you get the point. There is some sort of hook device here. Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that, nor would I want to be on the receiving end of this cinder block hammer. Not many people are strong enough to wield that. And even worse, this weapon right here, I think this thing just speaks for itself. It has the wild boar face, kind of going with the overall look here. Then he has, this is actually another head you can pop on, which has the wild boar mask. That's actually pretty cool. I might actually use that, maybe. We'll see. There is his other face sculpt with the kind of a, I don't know what kind of face that is, like a yelling face. Here is his trusty dog, Rawkus. Someone else I wouldn't want to meet in the dark alley. Speaking of dark, the lighting is really going down south now that the sun is going down. One bad thing about the cold weather coming up is it gets darker a lot later and then a lot earlier in the evening. There he is. What a fine... You can't go wrong with an animal. Doesn't look too happy, though. But he does have a secondary head sculpt as well. Choose your own head there. And then he has this protective shield, as if a guy that big needs a shield. But if he does, it's right here. All right. Here we go. Good old Road Pig. Has the tattoo on his stomach and then on his arms. Has the kind of Legion of Doom Road Warriors shoulder pads. Has this particular head sculpt on that's showing less teeth. He has the black gloves. He has this particular protective gauntlet. Has the boar on his knee over here. The holster for the weapon. His boots. You can see he's getting close to that plumber's butt crack right there. Luckily, you avoid it. You just get the little dimplage right there. But, man, this is one hoss of a guy. So articulation, we have the double jointed pinless elbows, bicep cut, removable hands, removable head that goes all the way around and up and down. You have the ab crunch. Oh, look at the sweet chin music that Road Pig could do. And the splits. What do you know? Double jointed, pinless knees. Do we have thigh cut? We do. We have boot cut. And we have the no toe articulation, but we do have the ankles, which sometimes can be wonky. And the waist goes around. A little stuck now, but it's all good. Road Pig. Here's the friendly spiked skull. Anybody that's a part of the Dreadnoughts or Cobra or anybody evil needs a skull in their wardrobe, that's for sure. So let's do some action figure comparisons. Man, it's really getting dark. I apologize for the lack of lighting. Here's another fellow Cobra member, Crocmaster. Now let's get him off the stand here. And as you can see, Road Pig towers over Crocmaster. As well he should, even though this guy is a Crocmaster. All right, we'll go to a Marvel Legends Wolverine figure. Towers over Hugh Jackman, definitely. But can he handle the claws? That's what I want to know. Watch out for the eye rake. And this is a Super 7 G.I. Joe Ultimates Snake Eyes. Got this guy last year for like about $10. Compared to the $55 it started out as, that is quite the deal. Snake Eyes is about as tall. But if the regular Snake, I mean, these scale a little bit taller. They're more of that 7-inch scale. So Snake Eyes, you know, the G.I. Joe classified version would be shorter, kind of like Crocmaster here. And we'll go to a McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Johnny Cage, a wrestler. or wannabe wrestler. This is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat figures. He's taller, even though he is on that 7-inch scale as opposed to, you know, he's on a 6-inch scale, but since he's a bigger guy, he is bigger. But not as tall as Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is pretty cool. And then what I'm interested in is what does he scale with my wrestling figures. So we have G.I. Joe, Sergeant Slaughter, who's also a member of the G.I. Joe team, but this is his WWE Mattel Elite, the first one, I believe, that came out back in like 2011 or whatever. And, you know, they're about, Sergeant Slaughter's a little bit taller, but you can definitely put him in your wrestling figure collection. And then last but not least, AEW Jazzwares Kill Switch / Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus towers over Road Pig, but Kill Switch is a tall individual. So there you have it. You have G.I. Joe Classified, Road Pig, and Rawkus. Now, I would give this guy, let's see if I was to rate him, pretty solid. I'll give him I'd say an 8.5 out of 10. Now, the only thing that maybe make him a little better is maybe if his head sculpt was a little less cartoony. You just never know what you're going to get, but it's cool for what it is. I'm glad to have him in the collection, so go Joe. And that's about it, Don the Bomb Squad. And if you're not a member of the Bomb Squad, what are you waiting for? What are you doing? Subscribe, or I'm going to send the Dreadnoughts and Road Pig after your ass. You're not going to like that one bit. So subscribe, damn it. And so, with that being said, have a good night, everybody. G.I. Joe.